you have different ideas, you have different perspectives, and throughout, having this diverse team, you are able to reach to a wider audience. So here comes the part and the part of the leader, basically.
So Rita Haserjian, Marketing Manager, Bayer Seminis, Middle East. Thank you for being here. So to start with, it's going to be like a great, nice, small talk to have like a bit of everything related to our experience for the past 2 years. So two years back, I joined Debane Agri. So welcome to the Debane Agri podcast.
Likewise, Teresa. I'm really excited to be here. I'm really excited about this podcast, about the topic of the podcast, which is so much close to my heart, and I'm looking forward to do it with you.
Thank you. So to go back to Rita Haserjian, who is Rita Haserjian and what would be a typical day in her life? Rita is a businesswoman. She has 2 kids and she has a hectic life, and with all of that we know that you stay smiley and calm and zen. It's so inspiring to see you like that. Like in all meetings you have that calm attitude. Where do you get that from, and what would be a typical day in your life? Like what time you wake up, what do you do? What is like a typical day?
Okay, so you're talking about the smile, and today I was just looking in front of the mirror. I'm like, I need to smile less. The smile lines are quite visible with the age now, but yeah, joke on one side. Yes, I'm a mom of 2. I have twins, which I'm very proud of. And
we are too, so we both have twins.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
That's why we clicked,
Teresa.
Yeah. So yeah, my day starts very, very early, much earlier than what I would like to, for sure. Because I have to run some errands, I have to wake up my kids, I have to wake up my husband also, and get ready. And we have a very quick breakfast. And once we are ready, I drop them to school, and then I have a 1 hour of me time where I head to the gym. So
I have the time to do that in the morning. That's perfect.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's me time. That's what keeps me zen, as you mentioned. So my work day, it depends on the day, actually, Teresa. So some days we have meetings, we have full day meetings, internal meetings, external meetings with distributors, and sometimes it's about more like strategizing, doing some meetings with the internal team if we have campaigns, following up on the campaigns, or following up on some numbers with the commercial teams in order to see how our campaigns are ongoing, basically.
Okay.
So after work,
it's all about kids, I guess.
Yeah.
After work,
but sometimes I'm staying like later at work.
Okay.
And sometimes I'm leaving early whenever I have like a family commitment or I have to take my kids somewhere, which is the nice part. You mentioned how I can stay zen and how I'm comfortable and how I have the smile on my face. It's about the working environment that we have here in Bayer also. So we have this flexibility. We have the flexible working hours. This is the part that keeps me zen, that keeps me comfortable, that I can take off whenever I want to.
Yeah,
but
and it allows you to do a balance between.
Yes, whenever I have work, I can stay, and I don't mind staying for later hours, right?
Okay.
And and more importantly, I have a supportive family, so that's quite important as well, and a supportive workforce. So the environment that we have here in the company, the people surrounding me, my manager, my colleagues, we are like we're one family, I can say, working together towards one specific goal.
Okay.
So yeah, that's mostly it.
That's nice. I can relate a lot to that because I'm also a mother of twins and I wake up very early, and when we say early it's like 5:30 a.m. or 6 a.m. This is my top. And then the days goes very fast, and I drop also to school, and I know what the breakfast is. It's like everywhere. We can go everywhere with that breakfast all over the house. And then it's business. So we disconnect, and it's very important what you said because we spend 8-9 hours of our day at work. So if we're not comfortable and if we don't have the flexibility, then you would feel like you're like in a kind of a cage where you need, you cannot breathe. So it's very important to breathe and to be able to be flexible. And you know, in our we had last week, I think you saw it online, Women with Goals by Debane Agri, which is a panel discussion where we gathered top entrepreneur women in different industries. So there was one of them, Corina Iyeme, the president of the Lebanese League for Women in Business. She said something that marked me. She said, okay, today we can work from 8 to 3 and then like take a break for like 2, 3, 4 hours for our children and then rework again, because when you work and you have this ownership and you have the flexibility, you would give more. And I completely agree with you in that.
Exactly.
So
Rita,
basically, you have been for 4 years and 3 months almost in your current role, and you have a 10 years experience, right, in vegetable seeds industry. So tell us a bit about your journey. How did you get there, and what motivated you the most?
Indeed, I mean, just mentioning the number of years I'm here in the company, it's really a lot. And when I recall, I mean, when I started, I believe it's more than a decade now. I'm in the company. This is my 12th year working with Bayer. Previously, I was with Monsanto, and then Bayer acquired Monsanto. Yeah. And I joined, I mean, as an intern. So I was a fresh graduate, and I just wanted to complete some credit hours in order to be able to get my degree. And that was my only goal when I started. But once I digged into more what the company is doing, about the mission, and once I knew about the atmosphere and how the company invests in the talents, how they develop the talents that they have, and that they have basically. And when we talk about the mission, it was really something appealing to me, because I always knew that I wanted to do something to make a purpose in this world, right? So when you think about our mission, which says health for all and hunger for none, it really makes sense. So health for all, it is connected with the pharmaceutical side of the company, and hunger for none, it's the crop science side. So working for a purpose was the part that hit me the most. Not to forget, I mean, you just mentioned the 8 hours of working. It's quite a lot, right? I mean, throughout the whole day. And the people themselves, the atmosphere, it was the part that kept me going. And throughout my journey, and talking about some of my developments, I started as an intern, and then I had the chance to become the marketing coordinator, and I managed the portfolio for some time. And now currently I'm basically managing the marketing for Middle East. We're talking about 17 countries. For now, and we're working basically as a cross-functional team here. So everyone knows something about each other's position, right? So that makes it more interesting as well. And throughout the time, I learned how to lean on my strength and basically work on the weaknesses that I have. So that was basically a key role to where I am currently now. And there are a lot of assessments actually that you can basically do in order to know what are your strengths and what are your weaknesses. True. And there's one that I did like a couple of months ago, and I really recommend it to everyone who didn't do it. It's called the Clifton Strength. So it's a really interesting assessment that you do, that it highlights all of your strength, and it focuses as well on your weaknesses. But why I'm talking about the strength, because whenever we are setting like goals for ourselves, we are always thinking about the the things that we want to improve, right? But we are never focusing on the things that we are already good at, that we can utilize in our day-to-day lives. So it is really an eye-opener for everyone, and I do recommend it for everyone.
Okay, yeah, when you acknowledge and when you're aware of your weaknesses also, it's very important. And like you said, strength also can be developed all the way. Okay, now you've mentioned something about women in science. So we know that Bayer supports early career women scientists. So can you tell us a bit more about that?
Yes. So in Bayer, we have several initiatives which supports women's health, and which supports the development of women and development of women in leadership positions as well. Okay. So one of the initiatives, it's called, it's very similar to your initiatives that you have in Debane Agri. Yes. It's called Growwise Maya. So it's basically a group of business women within the company. Okay. That and there is the WISE part as well. The WISE relates for women in science. Okay. So this group, it's on a EMEA basis, and we have a smaller group for Middle East, and we're basically hosting events and doing some initiatives in order to promote health for women and for men as well. So throughout seminars, throughout events, it depends on the dates themselves. Other to that, I mentioned that we are also working on some initiatives more business related to develop women leaders, and our HR team as well, they have an initiative that it's called it's Leadership Link. So Leadership Link, it's basically, it gives all of the employees and the women in our workforce to have opportunity to do interviews, to do meetings, one-on-ones with influential women in the industry, and women as well as leaders and successful women within our company. Okay,
that's very interesting.
So, yeah. Yes.
For us too, we started, I think we're very similar in the way our companies and our organizations tackle gender equality inside the workplace. And also when we go back 2 years ago, for us, we needed to choose which SDGs we need to commit to. And then we said, okay, we want to commit to life on land, and to everything that is related to environmental protection, everything related to our portfolio development, more into biological and all of that. At the same time, we cannot achieve it without our people. So we need to have another SDG that is people-oriented, which is gender equality. And you said it very well, that gender equality is not only about women, but it's also about men empowerment. So today, for example, if we look at internal paternity and maternity leaves and the laws and how they take it, today we don't work only on maternity leave, but also on the paternity one, because he has also rights same as the woman. But because maybe we live in an industry or in a world in general that usually tends to sometimes leave the voice of the woman not as prominent as the man one. Most of the time when we say gender equality, it goes like, okay, we want to defend the woman and the woman's right and all of that, but it's a mixture of both. So
I really agree,
yeah, maybe it takes time to build that ideology that it's not only when we talk gender equality, we're not talking about woman empowerment only, but also about man empowerment, and they both complete each other. So yeah.
Yes, indeed. So yeah. You just mentioned, I mean, something about the stereotyping that we have. I mean, it's in all industries, but when we talked in the agriculture industry, I think it's much higher, because as you mentioned, it started as a man's word, right?
Exactly.
So I think that, I mean, we as women who work in the agriculture industry, we have to work twice harder in order to prove a point, or in order to deliver the correct message.
Exactly, agree. Okay, so talking about our industry and agriculture and the voice of women in agriculture, can you tell us a story about a woman farmer who marked you? along the way in any country, in any seminar? Do you have something, an experience that marked you and you felt, okay, she needs to be empowered, or the contrary, oh, it's a good example of a woman that is already empowered in agriculture? Do you have a nice example that you can recall?
So I haven't really directly worked with women farmers, if I think about it, but I had many chances to visit a lot of fields throughout, the whole Middle East area. And there was one point that I have observed is the women workforce that are basically working on the ground, the women workers that are picking the fruits and arranging the fruits. So it's a thing that I observed, that they have incredible attention to details, which is the main reason why that distinguishes the women in comparison with men, for example. And another, I'm going to go, on a whole another level from my perspective, even when on our day-to-day lives, right? So women are really responsible about managing the household economy. So basically, when we are in our houses and we have a produce in our house, I'm not going to go far. We're talking about agriculture, so fruits, vegetables, whatever it is in the house. Every woman makes sure that nothing goes to waste, right? So we in our Middle Eastern world, we like to pickle things, for example, we dry things, we do ملوخية and so on. So I'm just relating to my mother and what my mother used to do. So women play a key role either in business. So if we are working for a 5 to 8 hours job, or if it's a stay-at-home mom or a stay-at-home woman, we are basically managing the household economy.
True. Now, if we talk about gender equality in the workplace, we say that gender equality leads to business growth. Are you a believer in that? And how do you think it leads to it? Because a lot of people tend to think, okay, you're talking about gender equality, but you work a lot on it and you spend a lot of your time on it. But does it really lead to business growth? What would you reply to them?
Yes, I believe it is. It is quite crucial, and other than the point of the gender equality, and I don't want to focus over here only on women empowerment. I want to link to this point to the diversity part, right? So I think it is quite nice as well to have a diverse team, not only making sure that there are women there, or the amount of women, the numbers of women is equivalent to the number of men, but having a diverse team, having a team that has different perspectives, it really makes a big change in the work field and the workforce and the office, because you have different ideas, you have different perspectives, and throughout having this diverse team, you are able to reach to a wider audience. So here comes the part and the part of the leader, basically. So the leader has to choose and to know where to put the right person at the right place, right?
True.
So to make sure that we previously talked about the strength and the weaknesses, to make sure to utilize the strength of each and every person in the team, and to make the team basically to perform better. And not to have any bias towards any gender in specifically.
100%, I'm with you in that. And yeah, I feel like I'm talking to one of my team members, because it's exactly what we repeat internally with our HR departments on day-to-day basis, and it's what molds our objectives and our path within the company. I have 2 more questions and we're good. So Anita, today we work a lot on youth and youth empowerment as well. What is one advice you would give to the youth? We're talking women and men, that will help them thrive and get to a leadership position.
If I would give advice to anyone, and I always think, if I want to give advice to my younger self and our young talents that are out there that will thrive in the future, to believe in yourself, to trust your instincts, to trust yourself, and to believe that with every challenge that you are facing, there is an opportunity at the end. And it's okay to make mistakes, and it's okay to ask questions. And most importantly, I mean, not to stress over things that are out of our control, because at the end, you will reach your goals, you will reach wherever you want to achieve just by continuous learning and yeah, driving your pathway.
Okay. Now, lastly, in one word, what would a person in leadership need to keep his work-life or her work-life balance? In one word.
Flexibility.
Yeah, I was sure you're going to say that. True. Agree with you. I see a lot of areas of collaboration in many aspects, and I'm sure we're going to have much more projects together. One last word from Rita Haserjian, what would it be?
No, I would like to say thank you, Debane Group. Thank you, Teresa, for this nice opportunity. I mean, we've been working together. I've been in the company for more than a decade, and it's been the same time, the same timing that we have this partnership together. And the Debane and Bayer's partnership, I mean, it's long lasting, maybe for more than 2 decades.
Yes.
And the thing that makes this special, that we have similar goals, as you just mentioned, I mean, the similar way of thinking. We think about business growth, we think about sustainability, and we ensure as well to have the diversity there, to have inclusive teams and so on. So you are basically one of our key partners when we talk about the Middle East area, and we are very intuitive when we choose our partners in Middle East. So because basically, I mean, we are not there on the ground. So you as our partner, you are our reflection. You are the ones who are delivering the seeds to our growers, whom are our main customers, and you are the ones who are interacting with them. So this partnership is quite crucial. So I would like to say thank you, Teresa, for this opportunity. I'm happy to be working with you, with the rest of the team members, Ajaz, Roger, Ali. I don't want to miss any names.
So thank you a lot. Thanks a lot, Rita. Lovely to have you, and we want to see you in Beirut soon.
Yes, likewise. It's in our plan, so hopefully we will be there very soon.
Okay, thank you.